Let's go.
So do you know what
Yes, sir.
is?
I started with a couple of videos, then I
Nigga,
started
what?
watching
7
more
foot?
and more.
I'll take a double triple grimace shake on a yacht, 4x4
What?
Sigma style, extra quandial dingles with the skibidi and the squeeze.
I teach 7th grade. They are still performing on the 4th grade level.
Brainrot, a word.
That's bad looks. That's bad looks. These little niggas are stupid. These little niggas are stupid. Yo, the other day I was having a conversation with a little nigga, and I asked him what was 5 plus 5. This nigga told me 15. And you know, from that day on, bro, I don't know. Like, I asked another little nigga what's 4 plus 4. He told me 44. These little niggas are stupid nowadays.
That people
I don't know
throw
what the
around
fuck
all
that's
the time,
happening.
and possibly the biggest phenomenon to come from the
There you go.
internet in the last 10 years. But in reality, what does brain rot actually mean? And do people really
Nigga,
have
what?
it?
7-1.
My name is Visual Venture, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. What is brain rot?
But my
Brainrot
message
describes
requests are off.
individuals who
It
are
should be off for
chronically
followers.
online. Those that use social media not just as an entertainment source, but a guidebook on how to live life. Brainrot content is often described as repetitive, low effort, and flashy. But at its
Type
core,
shit.
brainrot can also be a term for people who spend too much time online to the point where it's affecting their mental and even physical health. Skibbity Toilet, Cocomelon, and Fortnite memes are some examples of what brainrot can include. That or content with lots of jump cuts, sudden effects, and a ton of internet slang.
Yo,
I'll take
to
a
be
double triple grimace shake on a yacht,
To be fair, I blame Mr. Beast for that. I blame Mr. Beast for the fast editing and stuff like that. I blame Mr. Beast. If Mr. Beast never made his videos the way he did, nobody would try to copy him. Nobody would try to copy him. Or like I just blame Mr. Beast. I really blame Mr. Beast.
4x4 Sigma style, extra quandial dingles with the skibidi and the squeeze.
Brainrot
Check your message
content is
request.
created
Aight.
with one purpose: to get viewers. Many creators have cracked the code on how to make content addictive to watch. By
Type
keeping
shit.
content fast-paced, colorful, and stimulating, it tricks the brain
Yo,
into believing
like-
that this is something you
Hold on. Like, I don't understand. Why do little niggas enjoy this?
colorful
Let's watch
and
this.
stimulating, it
What the
tricks the
fuck
brain
happens?
into believing that this is something you must keep watching.
And it turns out our brains are wired to keep watching. Binging activates the reward center found in the midbrain, where dopamine is released and sent to our nucleus accumbens in the basal ganglia.
Yeah,
Recently,
that's
brain
big
rot
ass
has
words
become
that I
a
don't know
rising
about.
concern for
Nigga said
parents,
basal
teachers,
ganglia,
and
little.
even
All I know is frontal cortex.
medical professionals. Researchers at Dove Press conducted a study on 1,051 young adults ages 18 to 27. The study
18 to
found a direct
27,
correlation.
yo, if you're over the age of 25 and you suffer from brain rot, you need serious help. You have some type of autism that cannot be taught. Like
Between
you need
social
help.
media and poor executive functioning skills. Those with higher screen times were proven to have lower planning, problem solving, and decision making, not to mention poor memory. The World Psychiatry Journal also did extensive
Don't worry about
research
that.
on
Hello,
what
my
negative
basal
effects the
ganglia.
internet has on cognition. Turns out, brain rot content is literally, in some cases, rotting the brain. Studies show that those who spent excessive time in virtual settings were more likely to have reduced gray matter in the brain. Simply put, gray matter helps us control our impulses and make decisions.
Nah, y'all actually have, you guys are losing gray matter from watching this brain rot content every day. Oh
That
my
data
god.
is based on an older
my
demographic.
God.
Just imagine the effects it has on the iPad kids.
It's
epidemic.
on an
No wonder
older
parents and teachers are worried, especially when brain rot content is being targeted toward Gen Alpha. A study of 7,097 mothers and children found that children with more screen time had more developmental problems. 1-year-olds with over 4 hours of screen time per day showed delayed communication and problem-solving skills by the age of 2. Under society today, it proves that.
You
Even
see, this is why I'm not raising my kids with the internet. I'm not gonna lie to you. They're getting stabbed. They're
Before the
getting
stay-at-home
grounded.
crisis, Gen Alpha's educational skills were declining. And after the crisis, internet usage has obviously gotten much worse. Despite all this, younger audiences continue to flock to social media and more particularly brain rot content. And that's because the content is created almost specifically with them in mind. Creators profit from Gen Alpha's short attention spans by making addictive content. Social media's endless scroll feature keeps users hooked for hours.
started with a couple of videos, then I started watching more and more. I watched every free moment I had, and day and night.
How did we get here? Brainrot language. Just a year
Brainrot
ago,
language.
if you asked people what brainrot was, they wouldn't have been able to describe it, but that's not the case now. In fact, it's now much easier than ever to spot brainrot content because they all have one thing in common: the language.
Stop, you're so chalant. I'm sorry to be so chalant. It's just, you've got a level 10 yacht, no glaze.
Brainrot content has become so common in social media
How do y'all find this so like entertaining?
that it essentially
How
created
y'all
its
find
own
this
language.
entertaining?
Brainrot language is jam-packed with pop culture and internet references that most people in the real world don't understand.
Okay.
These slang videos are taken from trending videos, and they form sentences that don't make sense unless you watch this kind of content.
Okay.
What the Sigma? Bro.
What the segment?
Most of the time, brainrot slang comes from influencers, particularly live streamers.
Kai
Kai Cenat,
Cenat!
a famous Twitch streamer, was
Yo.
the first to
Kai Cenat will pay for what he has done to our generation, especially with
popularize brainrot slang words.
Riz.
Back in 2023, Kai coined
Riz.
the well-known term Riz.
I kept saying like, yo, I got Riz, a W Riz. At first my chat was like, bro, what the like Riz? That shit sound mad weird.
Although Riz wasn't invented by Kai, he was the one that made the word go viral. On a stream, Kai would regularly use Riz to describe someone who is charming to the person
You're
they
good.
were attracted to. Others have even said that Riz is short for romantic
Ray is
charisma.
live game.
You rizzing them up?
Why are
so
you?
we're like,
why
okay,
are you
wait, hold
pinning
on.
that, Marley?
Shit is starting to go your way.
Yeah.
Like it's from like going from like a dead end to where, yo, you're just so swift with your words and what you're saying to where like the girl's like, okay, like who this? Like,
Although the true
this?
definition got lost along the way, Riz became such a commonly used term that its popularity
I want to
went
delete it. I
beyond the
feel you. I
internet.
feel
It
you.
became a part of the day-to-day vocabulary
I'ma
of not
Riz
just
you up.
gamers, but also the average.
Alright, chat. I'ma riz you up. What's good, shawty?
In the spot, and I came with the fellas. Ray Mac got hit in the back, it's melon. And if I throw a bullet, I bet he catch like Beckham. I told Roby, hop out the feet and send him a message. Like, if she got the will,
shit.
I know we
That's
getting
the
away.
thing, though. You
What
fucked
up,
it
bro?
up. Did I really fuck it up? I really fucked it up.
Joe. Since then, more and more
got your
slang
first
words
job?
have been
W,
taken
gang.
from Twitch streamers and used by the general public. Kai once again became the source of another viral brainrot term, the Phantom Tax. Kai is
Phantom
part of a
Tax.
content team called AMP, known as Any Means
Yo.
Possible. Together,
Yo, the Phantom Tax. I remember when I was trying to get some food from my little cousin. I tried getting some food from him. Little dude says, "Why are you Phantom taxing me?" From that day on, I chose to bully him a little more.
many
An
members
hour.
of AMP live in a shared house, each having their own room to stream and make content. One of
Tight
these
shit.
AMP members and housemates is Phantom, another popular content creator. He became infamous online because he would constantly barge into Kai's room and steal
steal
the
his
food that
food.
Kai ordered. Phantom collected bites of their food as a
Yo.
sort of tax, and this would happen anytime someone in the house ordered a
Yo, I'm
meal
getting
that looked
musty. Y'all
appetizing
niggas make
to
me
him.
sweat.
Viewers would
I'm
then clip
musty
these
now.
interactions and start calling it the Phantom
Phantom
tax.
tax.
This
That
term
is
became
crazy.
widely popular on social media, especially on TikTok and among Gen Alpha.
I'm gonna have to re-shower. I sweat off my deodorant.
you locking doors in this house? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I got a vid. It's 32 minutes long, but you could just skip.
Streamer
to the beats
Your
and rap
Rage
me.
is another
I'ma
prime
watch it
example.
later.
On stream, Your Rage would use the word gyat
Yeah,
to
oh my
describe
God.
attractive women.
I remember in 2020 when he first said "yacht." I used it, right? I used it. I remember in 2020 when he first said "yacht." I used to say "yacht" a lot, but then then Your Rage got popular, and these niggas started picking up his lingo. Niggas were saying "yacht" all the time. Yacht, 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 yacht. Shut the fuck up. A very niche community of just saying one word, but no, everybody misused the word now. They see ass, they say yacht. They see titties, they say yacht. Those are the two times you only say yacht. Now niggas are saying level 10 yacht. What the fuck does that mean, you stupid ass nigga? It's a mix of goddamn.
And once again, the internet took the term and ran with it, making it another viral sensation.
When we say gap, it just gotta be
TikTok Riz Party. Somebody check that link for me.
Like, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Although slang in itself is a normal part of every generation, Brainrot language is a bit different. Not only is it
not
overused,
slang.
it seems like it's replacing their actual language. These slang words are usually thrown together randomly. It's not meant to
Alpha Sigma, no love. Wait, Alpha Sigma, L Riz Maxing, Skibbity, WL Streak, TikTok, Alpha Ohio. Alpha Sigma, L Riz Maxing, WL Streak, TikTok, Alpha Ohio. If you know, you know.
to make sense and instead a mash of different words. This makes communicating with the younger generation much harder.
Yo, why is this nigga Marley
If you want to
FaceTiming
call
me?
somebody cool, what would you say? Like,
Probably like mad lit on God or something.
What the fuck? Mad lit on what?
mad lit on God?
Yeah,
Like- See?
yeah, mad lit on God, no cap.
Brainrot impacts more than just
No! Baby!
kids talk. It also leaves lasting effects on how they look. Brainrot beauty standards.
Brainrot beauty standards. That shit pissed me off. Looks maxing. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I tried mewing for a little bit.
Looks maxing has become a viral internet
tried
niche
mewing
on
for a
all
bit.
social
That
media
shit pissed me
platforms.
off.
Although it could be traced back to the mid-2010s
I hate Marley.
on online
I hope Marley gets
forums,
his
it
what
only
tickled?
now became popular on social media. Looks maxing is just trying to make yourself as attractive as possible by maximizing your look, as the name states. But the origins of the word have a much darker history than you think. The term was originally created by incel communities to describe the extensive process needed to be deemed good-looking by women. Looks maxers usually go through damaging processes like extensive plastic surgery and unhealthy diets to achieve what they believe to be the ideal male
What's
look.
good?
The community
What's good,
also
Hunter?
engaged
What's good,
actively
gang?
in something
Yo.
called lookism, which is where you judge a person's character, nothing more. It escalated to the point where there was a full site called lookism.net with the slogan, "Where looks matter." In 2018, a 17-year-old boy named Tom checked out the site himself. As a 6'4", blonde, attractive guy, he decided to experiment and post his own picture on the site to see what others would say, and the replies were shocking. People encouraged him to get plastic surgery or use steroids to get bigger muscles. Other anonymous users commented that he was unattractive and had bad genes. In looks maxing, there's always some way to improve your looks, even if it means spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to do it. Although
this stream
looks
going? We
maxing
just
isn't
getting
as
content
extreme
for,
as it once was,
for the
it
channel.
still adheres to the community's nearly impossible beauty standards. While some people seek beauty tips through it, for
It's
others
never
it
tired
has
of gay
become an
mod.
obsession that spiraled to
Yo, what the
brain
fuck
rot. When
does
looks
mog mean?
maxing first hit
Type
mainstream
shit.
social media, it was mainly a meme through mewing.
I'm a most likely stream today. Shit. You know, it's proven that if you don't mouth breathe, right? It's proven that if you don't mouth breathe and you breathe straight through your nose, your jawline will be more defined. Like, it's proven to do that. Most look, I'm not saying, like, I'm not trying to group people together, but most people who are Discord mods mouth breathe. If you actually like that's why mewing works. If you stop mouth breathing, it's proving to make your jawline stronger. Like that's all that mewing does, and it stops you from mouth breathing.
Mewing is when you flatten your tongue against the roof of your mouth, making your jawline look sharper. There were mixed reactions to this. Some adapted mewing into their everyday routine, while others made fun of it. At first, this seemed like a trend that would just come and go just as quickly as others have, but the simple facial exercise was just the start of a dark path that many would begin to follow. The looks maxing community on social media started to get so intense it grew almost cult-like. Many members of the community were so obsessed with their physical appearance that they started encouraging some questionable behavior.
Get mogged.
Mogging is when one person is comparably more attractive than the other. Usually,
To have dominance asserted over somebody. So, according to this, mogging is to assert dominance on somebody.
when standing side to side. Much like looks maxing, it originally seemed like a pretty light-hearted trend, but the mogging trend became almost synonymous with just tearing someone down because of how they look.
Bro on the left knew he was getting mod.
Reason why they have poor social lives and can't attract women, using mogging as a standard of
If you can't attract women, you just don't have a personality. Do I keep
self-worth.
let
In the
go,
since
let go, let
deleted
go?
Reddit post on the forum r/social skills, a Redditor talked about how they got absolutely mogged by a random girl at a Walgreens. The post detailed how he felt as the woman in front of him was more attractive than him, and it made him feel self-conscious. But he even went as far as to make up scenarios on how she felt about him. He wanted to speak to her,
Yo,
but
God,
stopped
send me
himself
the link
because he
on,
believed that she was disgusted
Discord.
by him. He believed that she was thinking, who does this unattractive man think he is to talk to me? And this isn't a rare case. There are countless Reddit posts like this from people with similar mindsets. Another Redditor talked about how he's been haunted for years over some lifeguard who he believed mogged him. He explained how he was pursuing a girl for many months. One day, when they were hanging out by the pool, a lifeguard quickly showed romantic interest in her faster than he did. She told him how much she liked the lifeguard and how handsome he was. The situation happened 3 years ago, yet
what's wrong with these niggas nowadays? We used to be warriors.
He's still haunted by it. Since this community cares so much about bettering their looks, they'll go to extreme lengths.
My brother
in
is
2023,
coughing. I
several
don't know what to
filters
do.
started going viral on TikTok. These filters would measure the angle of your eyes or the size of certain facial features. These were supposed to help you see if you fit in the ideal beauty standard. Using supermodels like Francisco Lachowski and Jordan Barrett as inspiration, Looksmaxers have a very specific standard. To meet it, you need to fit a certain criteria. One of these requirements is hunter's eyes. These are eyes that are characterized by a positive canthal tilt.
Chat, do I have a positive cancel toe? No, I don't.
Which basically means that they're angled upward in the outer corners.
I'm a facial plastic surgeon. Let me explain this new
Red
canthal
for
tilt
Haitian.
filter.
What?
What this is the angle
What you
created
mean
from
rare?
the inner corner of the eye to the outer corner of the eye. If you have a positive tilt, that means that the outer corner is slightly higher than the inner corner.
The hunter eyes fixation went crazy on TikTok, with many young men becoming obsessed with achieving the look.
What?
Your eye area makes or breaks you.
What the fuck does
The
that
eye
mean?
area holds a pivotal place in determining facial attractiveness.
You see?
Not everyone
now, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Yesterday, I was scrolling through TikTok and I seen a alpha male thing trying to, bro. I'm not even gonna get into it. That's sidetracking. We talking about eyes.
So many came up with ways to shape their eyes, and they called it squint maxing. Within looks maxing, there are subcategories of self-improvement tips like hair maxing. With squint maxing, people tried to continuously squint their eyes so that they resemble hunter eyes, hoping that if they did it long enough, they would have their desired eyes. But one of the most common and most controversial methods that look maxers use is something called starve maxing. To get that shredded physique and a chiseled face, many looks maxers put themselves on highly restrictive diets.
Yo, I starve max every day.
In the community, some creators
without knowing what the fuck that
means.
Naeem Shami is a 22-year-old college student based in San Diego who's become the face of this looks maxing trend after posting this video showing his physical transformation between the ages of 17 and 20.
TikToker Kareem Shami.
Now look, let me tell y'all something very important. From the age of 17 to 20, your jawbones fuses together and your face mature more. Ain't shit happened, but he worked out a little more and his jawbones fused together. He is lying to y'all. Like, he's really like, yo, these young niggas are getting, these little niggas are getting scammed by wannabe beauty influencers. We need to lock in as a generation.
By his alias Syrian Psycho, is a content creator who makes self-improvement content specifically catered to looks maxers. These include tips on hair care, personal hygiene, and facial exercises. Kareem shares his insights in his paid community, Mogwarts Academy. Claiming to be the top-rated community for continuous self-improvement, Mogwarts has over 2,205 looks maxers. For $10 a month, members get access to over 14 hours of exclusive content and personal lessons on how to look their very best. This also unlocks other resources like a community forum, live webinars, and video tutorials. Despite its thriving community, it's been debated whether Mogwarts is just a meme. It's also been criticized for preying on the insecure. People who purchased the course claimed that the
like looks maxing and shit is just preying on people's insecurities, bro. If you're insecure about something, you better start loving it or something.
Resources are recycled from other sources.
That's the only thing I would want to fix.
Websites. Others have called the entire course Brainrot and criticized both Kareem and Mogwarts for charging a monthly subscription for basic self-improvement tips that can be found through a simple Google search. Some apps have been created specifically targeting looks maxers. Umax is an app that can calculate how much you fit the looks maxing beauty standard. You take a selfie on the app and then it'll rate you based on...
Hold on, let me see if I can get Umax on my phone right quick. It's over with. They asked me to invite 3 friends. I don't have 3 friends to invite.
6 different categories: potential, masculinity, skin quality, jawline, and cheekbones. Although the app is free, users can't access its features unless they pay to unlock them. But looks maxing is just one part of
I'm not going to invite
Brainrot
3
content.
friends.
These beauty standards impact women too. Brainrot aesthetics.
Brainrot
Do you know
aesthetics.
if you're cat pretty, or fox pretty, or turtle pretty?
There is
What
a
the
total
fuck
of
is
10
turtle
different types,
pretty?
and we'll dive into each of the face shape types to
I
better
heard about
understand the
cat.
features and charms of each.
But what the fuck
Originating
is
in
turtle
East
pretty?
Asia, animal facial types were used in the beauty industry
course.
to describe different face shapes
Of course
and
it's East
features.
Asia.
But since it's become popularized in North America, it's gotten a bit out of control. For starters,
Of
this
course it's East
comparison is
Asia.
very niche to internet culture, which makes it confusing to understand for those who aren't always online.
send a vid to
Although
me.
the animal face types are meant to describe different sorts of faces, many of the people referenced in these videos are models, actresses, or influencers who've gotten expensive beauty treatments. Many young girls on social media feel inferior to these since they don't look like the women in the videos. So they either try and fit into one of these archetypes or get plastic surgery. And this is just one part of a long-term trend that's been happening on the internet. Physical looks, personality traits, or other characteristics have started being grouped into aesthetics. Aesthetics have been around for as long as the internet has. Many people credit the website Tumblr for popularizing the concept back in the early 2010s.
When we think of aesthetics in the 21st century, we often think of hyper-specific Instagram feeds or the unending wormhole of aesthetic niches on Tumblr.com.
An aesthetic in internet terms refers to things or people with a specific look, personality, or style.
I gotta finish this.
From
I can play
e-girls to
NCAA.
cottagecore, young girls cycle through aesthetics every few weeks. They buy all new wardrobes, dye their hair, and sometimes even take on new personalities to match the aesthetic. But sometimes it can get a little confusing.
You're totally giving golden retriever boyfriend energy, which is amazing because I want to be giving black cat energy.
It might seem harmless
What the
at
fuck
first,
is
but
black
chasing
cat
aesthetics
energy?
can be harmful. They change quickly, making it tiring to keep up, and it also encourages overconsumption.
Because something that TikTok is really good at is creating specific micro trends that only last for a week that people blow hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on, and then by the next week, next Monday, it's out of trend.
Social media is the source of
my
major
God.
financial problems. At one point, 8-year-olds were going to Sephora to buy makeup and skincare products designed for adults, which can harm their skin.
Bro, I do not know why low 8-year-olds are going to Sephora. I don't know why.
If you want to know more about this, check out my video called How
we've
the
been watching
Internet
this video
Destroyed
for 2
Generation
hours.
Now let's do a
For
deeper
damn near
dive on a few
hours.
specific aesthetics with more problematic origins. One of the most infamous trends on social media in recent months is the coquette aesthetic.
What the fuck
Identified
is
by
a
its
coquette
excessive
aesthetic?
use of baby pink, dainty bows, and Lana Del Rey songs, the coquette aesthetic took over social media. The coquette aesthetic, once popular on Tumblr, has resurfaced and spread across the internet, even becoming a meme.
Bro, sometimes I hate y'all niggas. I hate my generation sometimes. I don't like y'all my generation sometimes.
While most people saw this as a micro trend that would fade away, others didn't feel the same, and a temporary aesthetic soon became a permanent consequence. The trend went far beyond just putting bows on everything, because the coquette aesthetic isn't just a look, it's also a lifestyle that only certain people could live. For starters, a coquette woman has to look a specific way. Pale skin, thin figure, dainty and delicate, which not many people naturally are. Many others wanted to recreate it for themselves, and with all the reference photos being unhealthily thin women, some started to do whatever it took to achieve this look.
While the aesthetic and philosophy is pretty, some of
is somebody
the people in the
match my
community as a whole,
yo, don't sing that song in the chat.
That you have to be really skinny to be coquette, because what is
what's good, Ellie? How you been?
Mostly in the aesthetic is really slender girl.
But that's not the only damaging part. The coquette aesthetic
we got 10 minutes.
Has some dark history that not many people know about. As defined by Merriam-Webster, a coquette is a woman who endeavors without sincere affection to gain the attention and admiration of men. And since the coquette aesthetic focused so much on softness and innocence, it became a favorite of men who had a fixation with younger partners, much younger. But for those who didn't like pink or lace, another controversial aesthetic quickly took over social media in January of 2024. This one was oddly specific. On January 6th, 2024, a TikTok user posted a video that went viral.
Aesthetic.
Pink girl is out, mob wife era is in, okay?
In the video, she talks about how she wanted to ditch the clean girl aesthetic, which was an aesthetic where women would wear slick back buns, minimalist styles, and natural makeup. Instead, she proposed that everyone start doing the mob wife aesthetic. The aesthetic was based on fashion of the wives of gangsters and mobsters, mostly from TV shows and movies. Common references were characters like Elvira from Scarface or Talia from The Godfather. Immediately, TikTok was on board. Fashion creators started wearing large fur coats, flashy jewelry, and bold makeup. Anything a stereotypical mob wife would wear. Soon, the mob wife aesthetic became a trending topic on the internet, viral on social media, and covered by news outlets and magazines. But while the mob wife's life looked glamorous from the outside, looks are deceiving, because the reality of being a wife of a renowned...
Yo, bro, if you guys know anything about the mob, these niggas were getting to shootouts every day. Bro, just be something else.
Criminal
just
is anything
but
aesthetic.
Since
just mob wives are tied directly to the mafia, their lives are constantly at risk. Their husbands are dangerous, and even if their lives were miserable, they had to stay with them or face dire consequences.
Actual
wives
of them
of
were forced
mobsters
to be
started
married.
Speaking up, talking about their real-life experiences and about how uncomfortable they were with the trend.
And
Ali K, a TikToker and former mob wife, posted a response video to one of the viral mob wife aesthetic videos. In it, she talked about the
clothes getting burnt every day because they can't get tracked. Like, what? It's not worth it. Bro, like, I know you guys want to feel like you're in the life, but no. Don't be a mob. Please don't do this aesthetic, please.
Dark reality of being the wife of a mobster.
Y'all do and wear what you want, but mob wife is not a makeup look.
It's not a
knowing
look.
That the safe in your bedroom with the cash in it is the decoy. It's being better than doctors at CPR and first aid.
Bro. Like, they see gruesome atrocities happen every day. Every single day. Like they see people get their heads blown off, fingers cut off. People die every day. Like, no, like, it's not an aesthetic. It is a lifestyle that once you get into, you have to live.
Ali continued to open up about her past as a mob wife in other videos on her channel. She told stories about the incidents that happened in her marriage, like how her husband regularly gave her special types of painkillers for her headaches. She also talked about how the heavy and dark makeup that everyone on the internet seemed to love wasn't just a cosmetic choice. The makeup was used to hide injuries. Through these stories, she reminded people that her life was not an aesthetic, and that being a mob wife shouldn't be glamorized. Some people have become so disconnected from the real world that they can't tell the difference between what's real and what's fake. Brainrot in real life.
Brainrot IRL.
If you've been on the internet lately, you've probably seen this meme drawn by war artist Tom Leia. Brainrot in real life.
This the thumbnail internet lately, you've probably. We're gonna do this right, the 1,000-yard stare, right, and the title is Brainrot is ruining our lives. So we're gonna do this image as a thumbnail. So look. Bro, we got 7 minutes left.
Drawn by war artist Tom Leia, the 2,000-yard stare is an art piece. It was originally published in Life magazine in 1945 and was meant to showcase the shell shock that those in the military felt during the war. Although it was first publicized almost 80 years ago, the 2,000-yard stare didn't become famous until recently. Social media users started using it as a meme, renaming it as the 1,000-yard stare instead.
The 1,000-yard stare is being
Knows
used
the
as a reaction
2,000-yard
to the horrors
stare. I
that
never
persist
knew the
online
actual actual
at
name
any
for
given
it.
moment.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Whether this be the most cringeworthy post you've ever seen, making you shudder so hard you turn into a black hole, or actual nightmarish footage that leads you to traumatization forever.
The image became one of the most commonly used meme images online. Many people had never seen the artwork before, so when TikTok user at
Shut up, Lil Durk with Lil
Josh
Mabu.
posted this video, they were surprised to say the very least.
Why you at me for it?
Josh, studying in a library, saw a book with a 2,000-yard stare picture. He captioned, "Go back to the digital realm. You're not meant to be here." The video instantly went viral. Josh, like many others, was completely shocked that the 2,000-yard stare was a real art piece and not just an internet meme. Many commenters also agreed with Josh, saying that if they saw this piece in real life, they would have lost their minds. People genuinely believed that the 2,000-yard stare was created to be a meme. They forgot what life was like outside of the internet. In the comments, tons of people shared that they felt like they truly had brain rot. One commenter shared that when he first saw a horse in person, he started quoting BoJack Horseman, which is an animated show about a humanoid horse. Another commenter talked about the time he was telling the story of Sisyphus to someone.
BoJack Horseman is a good show though, but
When that
quoting it
person
is
asked
crazy.
him how he knew about it, he had to cite
Renzo,
his
you
source
welcome.
as TikTok. Josh's video opened up the floodgates for discussions about brain rot,
Ren
especially
looked like
about how
AI
Gen
packet.
Z and Gen Alpha are so chronically
What the fuck
online
does
that
that
they can't
mean?
seem to remember a world that existed without technology attached to you every second. This makes sense considering how in today's day and age, the internet is our source for everything, not just entertainment, but even real-world news. Although brain rot has often been associated with things like memes, slang, and pop culture references, brain rot can also come from the overconsumption of much darker content.
The pandemic has led to a dramatic increase in screen time for many, and a lot of those hours have been devoted to what experts call doom scrolling.
What
It's
the
an
fuck is
unhealthy habit for multiple reasons, and one that is well worth the effort to break.
I used to doom scroll.
Scrolling is the activity of spending a lot of time looking at your phone or computer, reading
I used to
negative
doom
news
scroll.
stories.
I'm
And
not
with
gonna
most
lie
of our
to you.
news coming from social media, it's much easier to doom scroll. It makes people feel
I used to
negative,
doom
yet
scroll and I
they
used to
can't
get some
seem to
anxiety.
stop doing it. That's because doom scrolling is
I've been
addictive.
bed
According
riding
to
all
clinic
day.
directors
What?
at the University of Pennsylvania,
Why? Get
people
up.
doom scroll because they're searching for answers. Especially during the stay-at-home crisis when nothing was certain, people believed that if they found answers to their questions, they would feel better. But of course, the answers only lead to more questions. Clickbait articles and videos attract your attention, but it's all just fake news.
Yep, a code red warning for everyone's life has just been set. And if you have an iPhone, get away immediately.
On the subreddit
I don't know, like
r/productivity,
when I doom scroll, it's really because I don't know. I be bored.
there are dozens of posts from people who say that doom scrolling has ruined their lives. The first thing they do in the morning is go on TikTok to watch bad news, and it completely
30
throws
minutes.
off the rest of their day. They are intentionally rotting their brain, but they don't know how to stop. So with all of
Just
this
stop
damaging
scrolling.
brain
Put
rot
your phone
content,
down.
what impact does this have on kids today? Brain rot on Generation Alpha. For Gen Alpha kids who are addicted to their devices, the internet is their truth, and it all has real-world consequences that are finally starting to come to light. They overconsume social media content, which brands and creators exploit. According to a study by the American Psychological Association, kids ages 10 to 12 are more addicted to social media because their brain creates social rewards after they go on it. These are like happy hormones that they can get from day-to-day interactions like talking to friends, but much more intense.
When we engage with social media, it releases a lot of dopamine in the brain's
All right.
reward pathway.
My
It's
brain is starting to
bountiful
rot.
in the sense that it's
My brain is starting to rot after
practically
watching all
speaking
this,
infinite.
boy. Oh
TikTok
my god.
never runs
Boy, oh
out.
boy. Where's
But
my
social
other
media
sock at?
addiction doesn't just mean increased screen time. It also has serious consequences when it comes to Gen Alpha's learning and development.
Young Gen Z teachers are talking about the poor behavior of Gen Alpha students, and some of y'all are finally starting to believe us when it comes to how much we've missed the mark on raising these kids right.
Many teachers have used social media to share stories from their classrooms about their students, but
Rent
not for a
giving
good
me
reason.
head.
And I teach at one of the more affluent schools. When I tell you that these babies cannot read, they cannot write, and they cannot
Like I said
comprehend.
at the beginning of this video, I asked a little nigga what's 4 plus 4, he said 44. I asked a nigga what's 5 plus 5, he said 15. Like these niggas stupid.
I'm not being funny. I'm being dead.
These niggas are stupid.
The Nation's report card reported that 67% of 4th graders are considered not proficient in reading. Reading and math scores in the United States are at the lowest they've been in decades.
It is right. No. 4 plus 4 is 8, 5 plus 5 is 10.
And while we can't exactly blame all of this on Brainrot content, children ages 8 to 12 average almost 5 hours a day on screens.
5
so
hours
it's not
a day on
far-fetched
screen
to
is
say
crazy.
that there may be some correlation there. Not to mention, many of these kids lack basic comprehension skills.
I could ask them, who is the main character of your story? The story of 4-paragraph story we just read. Can't tell you. They don't know. They don't know. They don't know. It took us 4 weeks.
They got my sister. No, they got my sister.
This can also explain why younger generations, specifically Gen Alpha, are so drawn to online shopping. Because of their lack of media literacy and comprehension, they're easily swayed by marketing. WebPurify surveyed over 1,000 US parents and found that 16% of kids had online shopping addictions, with 22% preferring it as their
Yo, Gen Alpha is a marketer dream.
main source of entertainment.
I'm going to camp soon.
Even with the major concerns we've covered, not everything online is harmful for kids. Brainrot exists, but so does great content. You can learn almost anything with a few clicks. Personally, I learned more in 1 year of online learning by myself than 6 years of traditional schooling. Everything I know about YouTube is solely because,
to be fair, bro, everything I know about history is because of YouTube content.
Of the internet. Gen Alpha.
Like, there's a lot of things I did not learn in my history class that I learned in history. Hold information in my brain
is incredibly innovative
so
and
that
tech
means I will not be here
if they
for a
use
while.
these
It's
tools
okay,
for
gang.
good, I know they can change the world. Visual Venture.
W.
Wait, before you go, make sure you guys watch this video about the internet's impact on Generation Alpha.
W. Yo, this was a good video. Alright.